BookMarks, and today I am doing a really overdue April and March book haul. The first book is Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Septes. Between Shades of Grey tells the story of 15-year-old Lena. She's a very talented artist and she is just practicing in her art, so eventually she can go off to a really cool art school. Kind of like Clary Frey, until her world gets turned upside down. The secret Soviet police come to her house one night and they take her family away. They put them on cattle carts and send them to prison camps. And they figure out that they're going to Siberia eventually. One of the major problems is that Lena's father has been separated from them and they have no idea where he is at all. So Lena, the clever girl that she is, decides to use her drawings and arts to make messages for her father. She sends them down the line and hopes eventually that they will reach him and that he'll be able to understand them and they'll be able to send those back and forth and reunite someday. I've already read this book and I highly recommend it. It's really good. And it's sad and a little happy, but not really, mostly sad. And it has a bittersweet ending. Like, it's a good ending, but it's happy and sad, the ending. And the cover's so pretty. The next book I got is Paper Towns by John Green. Now, I've already read Looking for Alaska and The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, like, who hasn't? So, Paper Towns, I had to buy it, right? Like, I haven't read an abundance of Catherine's. It will happen, I promise. But anyway, one book at a time. Or 5 in my case. Those who haven't read Paper Towns is about Quentin, and his nickname is Q, and this really gorgeous girl, obviously, named Margot Roth Spiegelman. Now, Quentin has had a crush on Margot since, like, forever, but they've never really connected. I mean, they saw a dead guy once when they were little. That's not a spoiler, it happens like right away. But other than that, they're not that close until one night Margot climbs into his bedroom window in ninja clothes, because she's a ninja, and asks him to come and pull all these like extraordinary pranks and stuff with her, and then Q is like, yeah. So they have a really crazy night, and no, they don't get laid, but yeah, they have a crazy night, and then the next day Margot is missing. Plot twist. Not really a plot twist. It's in the trailer if you've seen it. Anyway, so basically Q and his friends find that Margot has left a bunch of clues, which she has done the previous times that she runs away, but this time the clues are for him. And he is determined to find her no matter what, because he is madly in love with her. It's good. The movie makes it seem like such a chick flick, but it's really not. Same with The Fault in Our Stars. Well, it kind of was, but it wasn't. You know what I mean, right? The next book that I have is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. Or Meyer. I'm not exactly sure about author names. But anyway, before you judge me, I admit I am very behind on my YA reading. Like, I know this came out forever ago, but after you see another book that I have and have not actually read, you're going to go crazy. Yeah. Anyway, so, Cinder is like a loose fairy tale retelling of Cinderella. Surprise, surprise. But keep in mind, loose, very, very loose. Cinder is about a cyborg named Cinder, and she lives in New Beijing. She's a really gifted mechanic, and life's going normal, you know. She's part robot, and they have androids that they can program to have personality and everything, and it's awesome, except for the plague called the letumosis. I think that's how it's pronounced. But anyway, it's deadly and it kills you. And anyway, it's spreading like crazy around Earth. Cinder has not had it though yet, which is good. Anyway, so life's normal with all that stuff until the prince comes to her booth. and he has requested that she fix his android, Nancy. So, obviously, it's the prince, and she's like, yeah. In a twist of fate, though, she is sent to the cyborg draft. Well, she's not really drafted. Audrey volunteers her because in tradition with Cinderella, the stepmother hates her. So what's going on is, I didn't do a good job explaining that, but I will. For the plague, they want to find a cure, and they need antidotes, and they don't know if they work, so they need to test them on people. So they decide, why don't we test them on cyborgs? I mean, cyborgs, they aren't really people, right? And they think that obviously, since cyborgs have already been given another chance to live, then they should be the first to go. So cyborg Cinder gets volunteered by her mother to do this, and she knows pretty much she's gonna die, but she doesn't, because she is immune. I'm sorry if you thought that was a spoiler, but it really wasn't a spoiler because the book's this long. That part happens here. If you expect her to die, then it's not very smart. I feel like a rude person. I'm sorry. So she's immune, and the doctor is telling her all these crazy stuff that she didn't know about herself before, and everything goes insane, especially with the people of Luna, and they're called Lunars, and they have horrible twisted powers to manipulate people, and that gets tricky. Honestly, it's a good book. I'm this far into it, and I predicted a lot of stuff in it. I mean, knowing the way young adult books work, it's kind of easy to, but it's still a really, really good book. And look at the cover. It's a pretty cover too. Pretty. Okay, so my camera's gonna die soon, so I have to do the next 3 really fast. Anyway, the next book is the one that I told you guys you would judge me for not having read yet, because it's kind of the book that every YA reader should have already read. But anyway, this is Beautiful Creatures by Kami Garcia and Margaret Stull. I really don't know what this book is about, but everyone's read it and seems cool, so yeah. Invisibility by Andrea Creamer and David Leviathan. This book is about a girl named Elizabeth and a guy named, I haven't read this in so long, Stephen, and he is invisible. He's been cursed to be invisible, and he has no way of knowing how the curse can be undone. Just no one can see him, that's it. Until he meets Elizabeth, who can see him. And things get tricky. Turns out Elizabeth is a spell seeker, and she can see curses and spells, and she can kind of heal people of their curses by taking it into herself, which is a really cool ability that only really powerful spell seekers have. And they get pulled into this crazy war between Stephen's father, who is evil. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember how this book goes. I just remember it's really good. I don't think this book got that popular, but it really deserves to be popular because it brought its A game, and I could not put it down. Hey, it is totally not another day now in a different outfit. Yeah, it is. I had to go and get more books, but I didn't have time to film after, so I'm back now with your next book. Okay, next book is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard / Avyard. I don't really know. Red Queen is about Mare Barrow, who is red, which means she has red blood. The Reds are ruled by the Silvers, the Silver Bloods, who have really cool powers telekinesis and stuff like that. Now, the thing is, with a twist of fate, Mare ends up posing as the lost Silver Princess for the king, and is being used as a puppet to end the rebellion that the Reds are starting. You know, like every YA book. Divergent, cough The Hunger Games, cough Legend, cough everything else. I'm not saying it's bad, just it happens a lot. Anyway, the betrayal in this book is so good. Like, the betrayal is bad, but it's good and you need to read it. Like, it's just, you don't see it coming. You don't. And the cover is so pretty. Pretty. Okay, I know I told you yesterday that Red Queen was gonna be the last one, but I got more books, so it isn't. The next 4 books are Conspiracy of Princes by Justin Somper, Burning Kingdoms by Lauren DiStefano, Made You Up by Francesca Zappia, I think. The Distance Between Lost and Found by Catherine Holmes. So the reason I couldn't go into much detail about those ones is because I don't know exactly what they're all about, and some of them are advanced copies, as in they haven't been published yet. So I'm not really allowed to talk about them. I'm not even sure if that was allowed. Hopefully I don't get sued. But yeah, those were the books I was picking up because me and the other friends that run this channel are getting advanced copies of books from publishers to review and everything. So you can look forward to reviews of those 4 books coming up. And that is all for today. See you guys!